Okay, so I wanted to kind of talk about some things I have been doing and experimenting with my nails. Um, so I had been trying to save a little money, so I had decided that I was going to start doing my pedicures at home. I still go to the nail salon to get my gel nails done because I just feel as though I don't really want to spend the time waiting for my nails to dry at home. I'd rather have someone else do it or whatever. So I figured, the main thing I was going to try to start doing on my own was my pedicures. And I had been like playing around with different brands. So the three brands I had primarily been using is OPI, Essie, and most recently I tried Olive and June. I heard a lot of great reviews on the manicure system for Olive and June, so I figured, I wanted to kind of try some of the things they had on the market out. Before I did that, I actually did a couple of reviews, watched a couple of YouTube reviews in reference to the Olive and June brand, and I had came to the conclusion that it wasn't necessarily the polish; it was more the techniques that made their system work so well. So I figured I could just kind of pick and choose from, what some of their techniques and kind of use what I already have. So this is put my glasses on. So this is OPI nail liqueur and Big Apple Red. I use this primarily in the winter months on my toenails. And the thing I like about OPI is that they just have really solid, good colors. So, and I'm doing this to show you the thickness of the nail polish. So this is like one of my go-tos during the colder months, especially in the winter. This is the color I like to have on my toenails, and then I'll go to a nail salon and get kind of something similar, right? And I found that this was the main go-to I had for that time period. But once it started to get a little warmer, I found I wanted something more springy, summery. So in the spring, I have this Essie it's number 278. It's called Florista. And I like Essie because it's thin. The formula is thinner. So when you're trying to paint toenails are not as long as your fingernails. So what I found, what I like the formula being thinner, so that I can paint on the toenails without the polish bulking up in between coats. And I had tried to kind of do that with my OPI with my toenail polish, but I just was starting to find that it was getting too bulky on my toenails. So I started switching over to different brands. So one of the things I looked into was the Essie Gel Couture. So I wanted a coral color for the the spring and summer, and this is you can dye it. And I'm gonna tell you that this I heard a lot of good reviews on it. I did not like it. It was just too thick. It was getting bumpy on my toenails. And I don't know if it's because the formula is a little, this is thicker than what I'm used to with an Essie nail polish. This may be better on my fingernails, but I get my nails in the salon, so I actually didn't like it. It was too thick, and I have really short toenails. especially once I get back past the big toe. But I heard a lot of really good reviews on this Gel Couture, so maybe it works really well on your fingernails where you have like more space on your nails. So I started looking into Olive and June, and I love their colors, and I love the formula is pretty thin. It's pretty thin, right? And I started kind of trying to replace certain my colors with something from Olive and June, and I found it has worked really well. So the thing about Olive and June, they always talk about it's a great manicure system, and I think I started using some of the techniques I saw on their website. So, but I didn't buy the products from Olive and June. So this right here is like a cleanup brush. It's really helpful. I use this on my toenails, but what it is, once you paint your nails, you can dip this in the nail polish remover and just clean up around the nail so there's no polish on the skin, right? So I got this separately from Amazon. Also, they use a buffer. I got this, again, separately from Amazon. They just make sure you buff your nails beforehand. And the other thing was the Poppy. The Poppy is like a tool that you use to help guide your non-dominant hand when you're painting. So this is a dupe. I got this from Dollar Tree. I got this for $1.25. And it works very similar to the Poppy. And I've been using this with my Essie nail polish. It doesn't really fit on the OPI polish tops as well, but it works pretty well with the Essie and the Olive and June. Let me show you. So this is an Essie top coat, but I also have some Olive and June top coat. This is the Stardust effect, so it gives like a nice glittery consistency. And so you just pop this thing off, and you put the Poppy on top, and then you can paint with this. Actually, I probably should loosen it first. There we go. And then you just can use this to paint your nails with. I'm gonna put that back on. Again, I got this from this is a dupe for the Olive and June Poppy. I got this for $1.25. I think the actual Poppy costs like $16, and I didn't want to spend that much. Also, another thing from the Olive and June system, they have this little footstool to put your foot on. I actually got this from Amazon. Now, the Olive and June footstool doesn't look like this, but it's the same similar concept that you have something to put your foot on, rest your foot on when you're trying to paint. So I thought like the Olive and June just had really good techniques as far as doing your nails, but I didn't necessarily have to buy everything from Olive and June. So the main thing I like from Olive and June is that their polishes have like a thinner formula, so it's thinner layers, and you depending on how long your nails are, you might have to do up to 3 coats. But I know for me, that my nails are pretty short, especially on my toes. This is why I got this for, is that I like that I can paint and it's not too bulky on my toenails, whereas the OPI is too bulky. It's like I would have to like put some type of nail thinner in it to like thin it out. And I kind of didn't want to do that. This, if I were ever to like paint my own nails for myself, I think this would be much better for that. But technically, I tend to go to the nail salon, and when I don't go to the nail salon, I tend to use press-ons on my fingernails. So I think that's all I got.